All right, everybody. This is CBSI Presents Sales from Flipside number 95. We are 5 shows away from 100. I'm Dino, and we'll have a good top story tonight. So, boys, introduce yourselves.
John Z again, looking like a bruised brother. I apologize, still having some eye issues. But here and ready to talk some good stuff tonight.
Yeah, Pete-Up's here. Happy to be present this week. It's always a flip and a coin with me, but got some good pickups and excited to see what we can give you tonight.
Oh, I love when Paul has pickups. There's always a story.
That's right.
I do have a story tonight for my pickups, actually, to be honest with you.
Hit it up. You guys want to go into pickups? What do you guys want to do first? You guys say I'm gonna get my pickups.
Yeah. So for anyone viewing this live on YouTube, or I guess posting on YouTube, I have been given keys to the kingdom, so I have the ability to do our visuals here. So,
oh god,
oh my!
If you see anything that isn't appropriate, it was entirely Paul.
Yes, exactly. But reasons to stay on, besides to watch me trip over myself, is we are going to be giving away a copy of the CBSI exclusive for Folklore's variant. So stay tuned for how to enter for that, because we're going to have some specific requirements if you'd like to get a copy of that. And always, as always, check us out, comicbookinvest.com. But as far as pickups, yeah, I'll roll it out. Save the story for a little bit. I got my package from Ben C, my little care package. Oh my. Anyway,
yeah, it's sound effects. That's nice, Paul.
Yeah, good. Perfect timing. The Ben C chimed in, but so I can't remember what number you got, Dino, but I did get the Heist, the CBSI variant.
Yep.
Mine is number 1 of 250.
No, it's not.
No, I got 7. I don't know what Dino got.
I got like 200 and something because he doesn't care about
I got number 5, so I'm still beating you a little bit.
So I like that cover. It's a nice throwback.
Yeah.
That reverse alphabetical order.
I don't know what order he's going in, but I appreciate it. And I think this is still available on comicbookinvest.com as well. And then I got another Comic Book Invest collaboration. Got the Wolvenheart
cool
set. Those are, I like that he kept the numbers congruent. So I got number 33 of 100. I don't remember what you got, Dino, if I beat you or not. But
you did.
Thanks, Ben.
You did. No, I got like 50, I think, or something. I don't
know. And then before I get to my favorite one of what Ben sent, I also got the Joker Year the Villain number 1.
Ooh.
So that's pretty cool. Nice. I wasn't expecting anything, so it was a good, a
nice care package,
love you brother package kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. And I got to open it tonight. I was kind of sorting some stuff out, but I think he threw this one in just for me. And if you got it, Dino, just don't tell me so I can assume it's just for me.
Okay.
But it was the Usagi Yojimbo number 1 from Slab City Comics, limited to 200 copies, version cover.
Oh, that's nice.
I did not get that, so
no, that was special for you.
I think so. So all these for me are PC books. I think it's really cool. Dino's gonna give a couple of his away on the podcast, but I'm selfish, so I'm going to put that in my CBSI section. And so thanks, Ben C. I appreciate that. Some boss books. And let's see what else I got here. I got my eBay exclusive Star Wars 75 variant.
Ooh, that's nice.
I don't think I heard about that one.
No, Tim sent a link to the group chat that this is the whatever that big website is that I can't remember off the top of my head.
Must be what was it? My Comic Shop.
Yeah, that's the one.
Who's heard of one of those days when I was blind?
They're still up. I can send you a link. So my Comic Shop exclusive for that one was it was cheap, free shipping. So why not, right? I think they may have done another one, but the last one that I bought was the Spider-Man, the eBay exclusive.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, the homage.
Yeah, and then I picked up a while ago. Our buddy Doc Joe sent me this one on the house, the IDW number 1 in 98. So that was a good gift, and so it kind of staying along those lines. Shout out to Doc Joe. I picked up the number 2 third print 9/8. It's the old label, but there's a sticker on the back for how much this guy may have paid for it. I paid a lot less than that, but so I threw a snipe on there, and got an email that I won it, and here it is. So another turtle book for the PC, and then the story item of the pickups is this the Punisher War Machine toy. That was a GameStop exclusive, and I saw it on Reddit. Some guys had it on the toy Reddit page, and I was like, "That's pretty cool." Yeah. I have I have that shelf. I won that slab from you, Dino. That one Punisher 9/8. So I kind of made like a little Punisher shelf.
Yeah.
I was gonna put this on there. I'll probably open it, but
was that the Opinion one I got? The one with the graffiti on it?
No, it wasn't the good. Not that. Well, not the good one. It wasn't the higher price one. We were sitting in the chair, kind of juggling the.
Oh yeah. I remember that one. Okay.
The only thing that I'm sad about this is the head, like there's no Frank Castle head. But I think I can find that aftermarket and it'll fit fine. But the story is I ordered it with some eBay bucks pre-order, and it was really cheap, but especially with the eBay bucks, but it was a pre-order, so I was hesitant. I figured it was going to come from China or some knockoff, but it appears to be the real deal. It did finally arrive. I wonder if I can pull up when I bought it. Maybe I'll look that up while someone else goes and pickups. But this finally arrived, so that's a cool little toy, Punisher War Machine that I got. So maybe I'll put a picture of that Punisher shelf on my IG when I get the time to open it and all that good stuff. But that's all I got this week.
Cool.
I'll go to keep comics rolling before Dino derails us 100%.
Yeah, buddy. No.
Had quite a lot come in this week, so a couple different things. Got a shark book to add to the collection, a Golden Age shark book. This one I just happened to stumble across in a random search. Adventures of Mighty Mouse 138. Or it's actually CBS Television Presents, but Mighty Mouse with a nice catching a shark.
I like that.
Yeah, kind of basic, but
it's bright too. It still looks really nice. What year is it?
I do not know, but sometime in the 50s. But it's nice condition. I mean, not 9/8 or anything, but nice, pretty colors. And there's a couple of shark covers in the Golden Age I'll never afford. This is a nice, easy one to pick up for under $10. Happy to have it. It'll hang on the kid's wall for a while till he gets bored with it. So,
is that it? Did you go to a show or anything special to find that one?
I just stumbled on that one on eBay. Just was perusing and saw that one. So that was just a watch for it when it was cheap.
Maybe we can talk on this later tonight out of the blue. The eBay whole tax thing. Everyone's basically on the side saying my sales have tanked, but I wonder if buying has tanked. And it doesn't change anything for me for buying.
Somebody bought me a $700, $750 slab a couple nights ago. So
yeah, I think we could talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah,
for sure. I think it's interesting. Got some Comic Link stuff in. The Comic Link auction ended, I don't know, a month ago. I maybe slow paid a little bit on this batch and got at the end of the shipping line. So these just came in. One is a duplicate that I just couldn't pass up. It is Picture Crimes #1 from McKay Publishing, actually from 1937. It's not really a comic. I don't even know if I want to call it a pulp. It's almost a magazine, but it just has such a creepy cover. It's a guy with a knife looking through a peephole. This one is a real rough 0.5, but it went for about $75, and I couldn't pass it up. I've got a nicer PC copy. This is probably one I will resell. Also in a CBCS slab.
I think it's I want to say that knife, just looking at it, is like a fishing knife, like that curve.
It's kind of got, that thing too.
Yeah. So what a terrible murderer. Don't murder anyone with a fishing knife. I just want to tell you, I think those blades are very flimsy.
Yeah. I actually, the first time I saw this book was at that bookery. Not this copy, but the first time I saw this cover was at the Bookery Fantasy down by you, Paul.
Oh yeah, that's a good play. You know what? I love that town. I was down in there. It's a Dayton. We're talking about Bookery Fantasy and down by Dayton, Ohio. And I've been there once because I used to travel down there for work. And I went there during I think it was like end of September or something like that, mid-October, whatever it was. But next to it's a nice little strip. And,
Yeah, absolutely. Downtown's
they have a toy shop there. They have a costume shop there. You can even look it up on Google Maps, and they have this like oddities store there of this girl that has different skulls and like cat like different skeletons and just like an oddities like a tail or not a tails a Ripley's Believe It or Not type museum store.
nice.
And she said, but anyway, I was getting at because it was that time of the year. She's like, yeah, you should come back in October. They kind of like shut down the street, and we have this whole October Halloween fest in our town where people decorate the yards and blah, blah, blah. But also, I haven't posted them yet, but I got a couple turtle books from them that I think you put me on.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I don't know if they were there when you visited or they posted.
Yeah, I stumbled through them and sent them your way.
Yeah, so I took a bunch. I was sorting through,
Nick L.
I was sorting through some books, and I found I just took a quick photo shoot of all my magazine slabs. So throw that up on Instagram. But a couple of those were from Bookery, so good store to check out. Sorry to derail you.
First one I saw there was a 4.0, and they had a sign on it. You know, it's a rare book when a 4.0 is one of the high ones in the census. So.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still true. That was about 3 years ago the first time I saw it, but it caught my eye.
When were you around Bookery for that book?
Many years ago. I was in the show there. I went with Stein and some guys. So
yeah, cool place. All right, sorry.
All right, back onto the comics because that's what we all came for. This one I picked up, Wiz Comics 22, one of kind of, in my opinion, the iconic classic Captain Marvel covers. It was actually reused in the if you've seen the mini comics, they're called Mighty Midget number 11 and some were number 12, but they had Captain Marvel Jr., Captain Marvel, 5 or 6 other characters. I think there's actually 12 of them, but it was reused, so it's actually seen in a couple books, but this is just one of those really iconic images of Captain Marvel and Billy Batson. I believe I saw Alex Ross did a modern remake of this pretty recently. So this is just, like I said, one of the top 5-10 Captain Marvel books in my opinion, especially if you eliminate the ones that are kind of collectible just for some of the war stuff. So this is just one that's pretty nice colors on it. It's only a 4, but it's kind of more spine issues, so it presents really, really nicely. So
those reds are really bright.
Yeah, it's pretty bright. It's a nice copy for what it is. I lost on it. I think there was a 5 or a 6 up a while ago, and I lost out on it. This next one is just me and my personal craziness. Davy Crockett Comics #1 from Gold Key 1963. It is actually not the first Davy Crockett comic. I think I have that behind me sitting on the wall somewhere. In an 8L, which was one of the 4 colors. This was a redone of the cover with Fess Parker. I couldn't pass it up because it's a 9.4. It's actually one of 2 9.4s top graded. So I thought for a couple $100, I will buy, one of those books that I just need to have because I do. So.
Is that just a draw for you for classic comics, or what draws you to stuff like that?
This was something I remember watching as a kid from the old Disney movies. My kids had about a 3-year span where they loved it. It just sticks. So this particular version of Davy Crockett is kind of just something in our cultural lexicon in my house. So
nice.
I would like to get the 4 color. The highest graded is I think a 9.4 as well, and it's the Mile High copy, but that one hasn't sold in a while. But I'm watching.
Is that Brian's Comic Garage? Just wondering, is it a file copy?
This one, I believe it was. This is, it is one of the file copies on this one. I think there's two, and I think they were both file copies, if I'm not mistaken, when I read the listing. So, and then for the last thing, I'm going to delve back into the Warner Alma foreign comics. Emiliano showed he'd picked up a foreign Batman today. He got himself a Batman 251 edition. I went with something a little more old school. I picked up a set of Tech 227 homages. So
Oh, wow.
Both of these are out of Brazil, two different printing editions. This one here is the E-Ball edition. It is from 1971, so it's just within a year of the original printing. This is in the the foreign collecting niche, one of the big ones to get in this set. Out of Brazil at that time, just hard for it to survive the humidity, the time. It's a little older than most, and I just think the coloring they chose to use is really just kind of makes it pop. It's got the the browns, the oranges. It just looks really, really nice. One of the few that I think really can kind of compete with the original. So a Tech 31 swipe by Neil Adams, but probably one of the top couple sets in the foreign collector world. It's definitely one of the top couple Batmans.
It's just an iconic cover to chase.
Absolutely. This one is also from Brazil. Super Amigos 18. This one is a smaller one, a mini comic. Though I am impressed they actually have mini comic bags in the original size, so I may need to look for that. I've got some mini comics that I've butchered full-size bags to make. This is from 1986, so much more modern. And if you kind of look at it, it definitely took the top half kind of, but now we've got the image of Robin kicking a guy versus the lady in the dress running from a criminal. So they did do some modifications on this one.
Is that common? Is that common for them to kind of mash covers?
I thought it was absolutely. They will mismatch, steal, swipe, combine things. You'll see all kinds of craziness. There's one of the non-canon Spider-Mans I had picked up one day, and Robert's like, well, that's part of Nick Fury #1. And I got looking, and I'm like, everything except Spider-Man was Nick Fury #1. So they'll just take pieces and kind of blend them together. I've seen Spider-Man covers mixed with Batman covers, all kinds of craziness.
Man, I thought it was more the guts that they changed more than the covers. I didn't know it was both.
They will, whatever suited them at the time.
That's awesome. And this is just because foreign comics in general, they probably had to abide to some laws, but they just were
some of them
just did whatever they wanted.
We're going to have Matt on again and talk some more, but Matt Roybal. But it's just a variety of reasons. Some of them are licensed, some are maybe loosely licensed, some may not be licensed. So it just kind of depends where they came from, the cultural, what was going on at the time. Lots of variations in what happened. So it's awesome. A fun little kind of niche to travel in. I've tried to stay semi-focused there, but I even drift when I see something cool and I can't pass it up. And my opinion is if I'm going to buy some stuff, buy some of the top 10 or 15 classic covers that everybody wants, because at some point the collectors of the US stuff are going to get a little bored and see this and go, I could buy 5 or 6 versions of this book I love.
Right. Yeah, so, absolutely.
We're running out of stuff to find, so we got to get creative.
Definitely. Sweet, man.
All right, Mr. Dino, on to the cards.
Yeah, I want to steal a show again for a minute. It's what I do best. But I give a shout out to who's live on our YouTube right now. I got Brian's Comic Garage, the other Z. Mike is in here. I don't think he has sunglasses on right now. Dennis Hayes, Doc Joe's in here. Emiliano tuned in. The Emiliano's getting into the foreigns, right? I think.
Yeah, he picked himself up a Batman the other day. That was really nice. I can't remember what one it was.
Yeah, that one was.
It was pretty though. It had all black.
It looks clean. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. He did a great grab.
And Nick L.
Your friend, Nick L, who said he bid against me on that picture crimes #1. So sorry to take that, my friend.
Nick L's in here. Downright Nerdy Podcast is in here. He's invited me back to do his little Star Trek show that he's doing.
He's making poor choices to begin with.
Well, you know, he's got to start somewhere. But no, I appreciate him having me on. So he's doing a Star Trek show. It's really cool to check out. And if you're not into Star Trek, check his channel out. Anyway, he's starting to make some waves on YouTube. So he's got a good audience, good show going on. So appreciate him inviting me on. And Brian Wood actually kind of put us in touch. I guess he was looking for Star Trek people, and Wood got us together. So shout out to Brian Wood, Simple Man Comics. And all right, I'll give it back to Dino's gonna tell us what he found recently. What you got, buddy? Mr. Mute. Dino found silence. Can't hear you, brother.
No, it's okay. It was an Arabic Batman 251.
Arabic. Dino is going to now show us 1,000 cards from his break.
No, I only picked up the relics. That's all I did today. There was a shit ton of them. So
Lebanese. Emiliano says
Lebanese, Arabic, same difference. I can say that because I'm Greek. So this is a cool card because it's actually an error card, and it says Ted Williams, but in the insignia it's Joey Votto. So that's like an error.
Huh.
So that's pretty much. I don't know how much it's worth yet. I haven't even looked. So that was one of the cooler ones. And then I picked up this Jeter card, which is always pretty nice to have.
Can't go wrong with Jeter.
No. Let's see what else I picked up relic wise. This is a Willie Mays card. So that's kind of cool. Mike Schmidt from the Phillies.
Oh, Mike Schmidt.
Mike Schmidt, buddy. And then Buster Posey, which is no big deal. And then I picked up this is a bust now because Josh Hamilton's the biggest ball on the planet. So Josh Hamilton card. And then two cool ones, Sandy Koufax.
Oh yeah.
And then I got a Reggie Jackson.
Can't go on with Reggie.
No. And then I got these last two is Pettit and Brian McCann. So it's a Pettit card and then a Brian McCann card. So that's the only relics I really picked up that they screwed me because they didn't give me an autograph. So I got to deal with that later. So, but that's about it. That's all I got.
Those bums. It does say an average of.
No, it says you're guaranteed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I guess I'll steal the thunder from this. We'll back out because I'm done. So it's kind of weird. You have to write a letter. You have to give them a receipt. You have to fill out a claim form. You have to cut the UPC off the box. You got to cross an X out on the box. You got to put a date on it. Then you have to, there's like a stamped number inside the box on the top lid. And you got to write that down too. That's what you got to do.
So you sent that in to request an autograph?
Yeah. And the claim form has like, what are you missing? Like cards or an autograph or a relic. So they're going to do, I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to do something. So hopefully they do something.
I mean, that's it.
So either you're going to get the absolute worst autograph there is, or a really good one.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And like they can't. It's not like you know how like we talk about this. So CGC loses your comic, right? Or they don't give you something. They kind of make it up, right? They give you something usually, and it's usually of something. I mean, they don't have.
They try. Yeah, they've got record that they messed up. They usually do a good job of trying to make it up to you.
Now, autographs are like almost like Action Comics #1 because I mean I could have hit a Mike Trout auto, but it's not like they have 2013 cards just laying in the back autographed. You know what I'm saying? So they're just gonna give one for the new year probably, and hopefully it's something decent.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I just mailed it to them. Try to get on my customer service was a nightmare. It's almost as bad as CZC.
I'm surprised that they even deal with things from 2013.
I mean, it's an unopened box. I mean,
yeah, see what happens. Worst case,
if I don't get anything, I mean, am I heartbroken over it? No, not really. I mean,
worth the try. You never know what they find,
Yeah, I mean,
they may feel bad and send you something cool.
Yeah, well, so we're on the hunt for that. So,
I wonder if they have just like a pool of stuff, and they just another one of these emails, and they just pluck something.
I'm sure they do. I mean, I'm sure all the one-on-ones are probably gone. I mean, I highlight.
No, you'll get something nice, but you won't get anything unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean,
it's all right. We'll see. Well, to be continued on a
Yeah, on a further pod.
First Dino problem.
Yeah, I mean, and actually, the turnaround time says 2 to 4 weeks, so it's not bad. It's not like it's like infinite and you just sit out there forever.
Maybe we'll have it for episode 100.
Maybe.
If you keep tuning in, it should be soon. Is that gonna be New Year's? Oh God, maybe we'll have to deal with that.
It could be. We all sharing a drink together on New Year's, eh?
I guess we'll have to look at that. I haven't mapped that out, but it is real close to the New Year's. Might be our New Year's end of year festival show.
Well, we are 4 away, right? So it would be 1. If you do 1,
we're 95. We're 96. So we're 95.
We're at 95, so 5 away. 1, 2, 3, 4. December 30th. If we do one 2 days before Christmas.
Oh, so right end of beginning of the year somewhere.
Yep.
Oh, that'll be fun. That ought to be good.
How do we line that up with the new year almost and the end of 100? Man.
We were just amazing and plotted that out years and years ago.
I know, right?
You're welcome.
It was all Paul. Paul thought that one out.
Yep.
So since we were talking about it, we were talking about sales and tax and eBay, and I've seen multiple posts on even on the Comic Book Invest Facebook group. I've seen them a couple other places. Just people saying sales tax is killing the market. Sales tax is ruining it. I'm not going to say sales tax is not affecting it. I completely forgot about it. I have a pickup hopefully here next week that I spent too much money on, and then I told my wife how much I spent, and then I paid the bill and realized it was $200 more after tax. So, it does affect your purchase, but I don't think that's killing the market. I think there's a couple other things going on. For us that have been in this hobby for, more than a year or two, we all know that this season heading up to Christmas is really slow. People are focusing on other things than their collectibles and their own hobbies. They're saving for presents for their kids. They're, doing other things. They're just, dollars are not as free right now. So, if you've been in the hobby a while, this is the time to be watching the auctions and hit some wins on some buys. Not going to say you're going to steal stuff for half price, but you can find some stuff, trending 20, 30, maybe even a little more below market on some books. If you're not chasing the hottest things out there. What
was it, 2 or 3 years ago? You got that golden age. Was it Tombs of Terror 15? What was it for like?
I got my Chamber of Chills 19 5.0 for just over $1,000. And, at the time it wasn't the price it is now, but
it's still
I was expecting it to be $1,500-1,600, and I scored it right around $1,000 to $1,100. It, not an absolute, stealing it, but there's definitely some room to make it. So if you've got money saved up and you've got some disposable income, now's the time to buy, stock up. Come, New Year's rolls around, people have their Christmas money, they're heading into the new season. Tax season rolls around in April and February, March. People will be buying again.
It's funny, every time everybody says tax money, all I think about is a Simpsons episode when Ned wakes up on January 1st. He's like, "Oh, gotta do my taxes." So funny to me.
Like I said, I just think everybody's a little freaked out. Yeah, the market's a little weird right now. There's a lot of spec, everything's spec. At some point, not everything will sell. Nothing's going to go gangbusters all the time. Not every cover is great. And there's probably hundreds of podcasts talking about spec. There's multiple groups and sites and things. None of them as good as comicbookinvest.com, but lots of things going on. There's lots of news every week. I mean, this week people had things with Mandalorian, options we can talk about later with the Max and all kinds of other stuff. Disney Plus is talking about shows. There's something optioned every week. So some of it's fatigue, some of it's taxes hurts on some big purchases, but you're going to pay taxes everywhere now. It's not like all the sites aren't charging. I know Comic Link is. I imagine Heritage is. Most of those other ones are charging. So unless you live in Nevada or a couple of other states, you're probably screwed.
Or you go to forgotten5comics.com, and if you don't live in Philadelphia, I don't think you get charged tax.
Woo-hoo! There's some deals to be had right there.
Mandalorian is it's interesting because it's getting hot, but Topps came out with a set of cards for Mandalorian. Instant sellout, dude. Instant sellout. I was surprised. So
there was a toy that came out as well.
Oh yeah.
That, I think is on back order.
I can't imagine. They're saying that. Can I spoil a little bit of it?
I have nothing invested in the show. I heard it's really good, so I guess spoiler warning if you're listening live.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the spoilers for this show, you're not on the internet.
I mean, it's probably the biggest spoiler. So spoiler warning: if you don't want to know what's going on, you probably want to skip the next 5 minutes. Okay, so I guess Disney's saying that since Yoda is around, they're making a whole new run of toys for Christmas around that.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be.
My girl is super stoked. So
yeah, I mean, there's going to be some marketing dollars on that one.
Oh man, I mean, toys and stuffed animals, and
Topher says he's already bought a gross.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he's going to do with them because, well, he's a strange guy.
Well, he is a strange guy.
But yeah, I mean that toy. Paul and I were talking before the show. What's the toys to be watched for? And I don't think they've come to market, but this, whatever they release there, might be one of them that people need to follow and keep an eye on.
I bet you it's gonna be one of those Tickle Me Elmo with Yoda. That's gonna be insane.
Tickle Me. I mean, but every year there's that
hot toy, man.
That hot toy, and I don't think it's been weeded down yet as far as what is it going to be, and then where to get it. And what was it last year? Baby shark stuff. Maybe.
What was it?
Sort of baby shark, the baby shark song stuff. I think someone. I don't know. Someone was.
It was Hatchimals, wasn't it? Hatchimals too.
Hatchimals were big.
Yeah, that's the one.
LOL dolls are big. The little egg things and Hatchimals and.
Downright Nerdy's going to Disneyland this weekend. I wonder if they have Baby Yoda. If there's going to be Baby Yoda merchandise anywhere, it's going to be there.
Okay,
you got to think though. They must, to keep this spoiler going, they must have not pre-made as much as some other things.
Nope.
Well,
so I mean, not to say they can't get it going, but they must have held off longer than average. I mean, usually Lego spoils everything.
Do we
or Funko?
I've never been to Disneyland. I've never been there. I feel bad. I feel like I've missed a part of my childhood.
Mike, nice.
Oh God, steal it. I don't know. We should. Who's it? Walker and some of the guys were talking about tree ornaments that are collectible and people go crazy about. Maybe we should put that on one of these episodes during the holiday season.
Yeah, little Hallmark ornaments too, and all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some money to be had. People want it. They want it. They'll pay whatever price it takes.
It's not even the ancient ones. It's like 2016 or even 2017, 18. It's just can't get them anymore. So go to eBay.
You got to pay the price. Yeah. Speaking of eBay and the holiday season, if you're somebody that's picked up random stuff, I've got some Silver Age books that I picked up and some lots and happen to be some Christmas covers. Now's the time to list them. People just get a little nostalgic, and some of that stuff, it's a season to sell. I've got like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and some Santa covers. List them now because that's when you're going to sell is the next 5 weeks. So if you got them, you can get a little premium, get them to actually move. So that's my tip of the day.
Yeah, it's a good time to buy if you can get some good auctions, and if you can wait, tax season coming around, good time to sell.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm been in a while. You know that there's ups and downs a couple times a year. Non-season we slow down.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what I'm investing in? Baby stuff. That's what I'm investing in.
There's a nice return on that. I hear. I mean, all those diapers you buy.
Yeah. Hey, actually, I did notice. I hate to say this. I did notice that there's a bunch of free websites you can get for like free baby stuff. You just gotta pay for shipping. So. Amazon's giving us I guess if you buy through Amazon diapers, you can save like $500 a year.
Solid.
I was like, okay.
You're not going cloth diaper.
Yeah.
What is that?
So you've decided to name your baby Yoda, right?
Yeah. That's going to go over swimmingly in school.
What is that LCS? Downright was saying he's going to Universal Studios Hollywood. That was a big LCS. I don't know. I don't know. Is it one of the ones that probably picked clean because it's so big and well known, right? Or
I can't say I've visited. I went to Hollywood once, or Hollywood Studios, but I have not noticed it.
I don't know.
I'll look it up. Give me 2 seconds.
As long as it's a dry heat, I'm good. Downright Florida.
Don't go to Florida about 6 months a year. It's not worth it. It's terrible.
I don't know what else we got tonight.
Things. T-Fall's right there, and DJ's Universal's comics are there.
I bet it's the Universal's comics.
Oh, I ordered that. Man, this is jumping back, right? I finally looked at my other tab. I opened and found the answer. I ordered this October 3rd, and it arrived November 22nd. So I was obviously nervous. I don't know where he got it. I don't know what re-up he got for that War Machine Punisher, but it doesn't look to be a China fake. So I don't know.
Well, you had to make it, Paul.
Speaking of slow shipping, I bought, like I said, a very expensive book out of country, and the guy was like, he had it set up as airmail economy out of Mexico, and I'm like, this is too big a book. I will pay extra. Please ship it some other way. My option is $7 economy or $76 UPS.
Shipping from you to where?
From Mexico here.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, I'm pretty easy. $100, $200. I'll wait through customs in 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
There's a threshold though that I would like to have my time to file my claim with PayPal and eBay in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, I was in no rush. I don't care. I had enough time to fantasize that it came with a Frank Castle head, which apparently doesn't. But yeah, you're right. As long as it's within that PayPal claim, the guy had good feedback history, so I knew it was coming. But it was still in that nervous time where I was like, is it really coming? Or is it one of those shill accounts where all of a sudden they have a bunch of, positive feedback that's fake or built up from other scammers. And then they make a huge amount of small sales or medium sales. And then they get the money and then they disappear. But luckily this one worked out, but it's a gamble.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't trust almost anything anymore. I feel like feedback, unless somebody you can just kind of track a year's worth of feedback and see a consistent thing. Who knows anymore? People steal accounts. People do all kinds of shady stuff.
What did this guy's member since February of 2012. So I was like,
it's a long history. You got to look at that, and you got to look at, do they have consistent feedback, or is it like somebody that sold 5 years ago and then all of a sudden pops back up?
Right.
Because I've seen some of those where member since 2012, no sales all year, and all of a sudden all they've got is $1,000 books up.
Yeah.
It's slightly too cheap.
There was that string of books straight from Hong Kong and in
Japan.
Yeah.
Everything was like $76 for key issues.
Yeah, they're probably still out there, but people just haven't shared them. It's just weird.
Maybe eBay finally shut those accounts down.
It must be hell for them. Amazon too.
Oh, Amazon reviews to me at this point, I don't trust anything.
Yeah.
You just can't. I mean, if somebody can get 1,000 reviews in a minute, a couple bucks, they've got them.
Even on the bigger sites like that Kinja Deals thing that I follow, at one time had posted the NVIDIA Shield, and they're like, crazy deal, click here, and it was a scamming site, never arrived. And actually what they did, I don't know how whatever, I don't know how they do this. They have their thing. It shipped, but it shipped from like their location to down the street, and that was it. Right. It was just shill.
Well, I had that one from years ago on eBay. I bought a Showcase 4. Me and Trey went in on it, and it was just high enough price we thought there was a chance it was lit, but low enough that it seemed like a good idea. And we put it on a credit card, put all the protection on, and hit buy. The next day there was a tracking number on it, but you followed the tracking number and it showed my town, but it had shipped like 2 days ago and arrived that same day. So they somehow, hacked the postal system just to find a tracking number that matched.
Gosh, Ozzy's good.
Yeah. But I'm like, but they show it tracking before I bought it. So that was probably weak.
Right.
They would have waited just a little longer. They'd probably been fine. So, yeah, there's nothing safe anymore. You're always gambling. You just got to take your chances with who you want to gamble with.
Yeah, that's why you throw it on a credit card, even if you have money on your PayPal.
Anytime I go over probably $500, I'm gonna run it through the credit card.
I mean, it's not like you can't just pay your credit card off and be done with it.
Take that extra level of protection, because I know people that they've lost the eBay case, they've lost the PayPal case, but they eventually win through Visa. Now the bad news is the scammer could do the same thing to you, but you just want to be safe. If you're gonna spend that much money, take every level of protection you can get, because it's not nice out there anymore.
No.
We want to talk about some TV movie news stuff, or we want to talk about the Todd father and his CGC signing?
Let's go TV, I guess. Go TV. I mean, Todd and signing books isn't anything groundbreaking, I don't think. Right?
No, but I think, to me, this thing where he's got an exclusive deal through CGC, I don't think it's the first time, but this feels like the biggest time of send it in, we'll take care of it. It just feels like it takes all the personal out of it. You know what I mean?
I think it's an opportunity. We're talking about buy low, sell high, yada yada. Everyone's saying, it seems like people are blowing it off unless it's a PC thing for Todd to sign it. And then everyone's saying it's not worth it because there's going to be a big flood of Todd books here in the next few months. Well, maybe it's, if it's a PC for you, send it in now. If you're looking at it from a business standpoint, maybe when that flood hits, buy when it's low and then hang on to it for a while and it'll come back up. Kind of like a BA12 or whatever. Could be an opportunity if you wait long enough. That's the thing. If you're patient, it could pay off.
I'm not saying there's not money to be made. The whole idea of, well, now they're going to just host them at site or wherever they're going to do it. It's not that the people haven't been doing this before. I guess it's CGC just cutting out the middleman, which is fine. I don't like standing in lines either. I don't like doing all that, but man, it takes any kind of personal satisfaction out of the deal, I feel like.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, if you're getting a PC book, half of it is, I met whoever it was. I got to have a quick conversation. I got to have a thing. I'm not saying I don't buy Signature Series books once in a while, but generally they're people that are dead, so I'm not going to meet them anyways.
Well, I think the problem with me is I like the physical's whatever for me, but it's the way. Have you seen the way he handles books, man? I mean, it's like, ugh. Like, I don't think CGC is going to window him. I think he's just going to hand it to him, and he's going to flip through them, and who cares? And your grade's not going to be a 9.8. I'm not saying you're going to bring a 9.8 book there, but it's if they're just going to line up books and he's just going to go like this down the line.
Well, I think he takes some pride in his signature, so I won't say that. And I think you probably want to pre-window your books if you send them. I don't know. The whole thing you lose.
Well,
you're losing the personal touch in the whole experience.
Are they going to accept that?
I would think so. I guess I didn't read it. I've never seen anybody
because
send them off
at the signature, like when you on grade, you got to you can window your book, but you got to slide a board in front of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know if I don't know how that's all going to work.
No. Well, obviously we paid a lot of attention and decided to send books in, it seems.
Yeah.
I guess I'm curious about the is that what you guys are talking about? Sorry to step away. The quality.
Well, we're just, handling,
Yeah.
Not to say some people in CGC don't handle things well, but there's some times that there's questionable stuff. We've all been to a con and been like, oh God.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I guess we'll see how this one goes. You know,
I see
don't know.
both sides. If it were me and it were Eastman's out there, but if it was Peter Laird for Turtles, I might be able to settle to send it in and save all that money versus traveling to whatever the con it is, waiting in line, et cetera, et cetera.
I guess it depends how hard a sig. And Todd's not the easiest these days. We'll agree. He doesn't do, 20 signings a year like some of the guys, or 100.
Yep.
I don't know. It just may be an interesting trend for the market that truly it's one of the big boys cutting out the middlemen. Like, there's all these people eating here. We can eat instead.
Well, I mean, that'll be interesting. I wonder if that'll be a massive, because there's people out there who just give me your books and I'll stand in line if you go to a con, right? There are people who mail books and there's people who stand in line for a nominal fee, whatever that is. I don't even know what it is, and they'll have your book signed for you,
Yeah, Emiliano was saying, I don't know why it's not popping up in this. Like I said, I'm learning. I don't see it populating for me to highlight it. Emiliano, sorry, man. But he said,
right there.
So he said if you need to send a window, you need to send it with a window display, or it will be rejected. Is that to the McFarlane?
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. He must have done some research, unlike your hosts.
The guy who brought up the whole thing? No,
yeah.
I'm just like a monkey on a typewriter.
Hey, I was just going to voice my opinion because that's what I do, is just voice my opinion on shit I have very little knowledge on.
You're ranting out there. You're ranting. No.
Well, Scotty's not here, so somebody's got to rant.
I think it makes sense. So you need to send it with a window or it'll be rejected. I get it. It's a CYA of, okay, you sent us a book. You told Todd to sign it here. Now, sorry you're not happy, or you are or not, whatever.
JJ Maxwell says it's a good opportunity to get a book signed if you can't make it to show signings or don't ever have one near you. That's valid. I'm not busting the whole system. I just can see CGC turning this into something else they can monopolize.
Oh, for sure. And great,
because they're already pretty tight with who can be a witness or in their authentication.
So, are they?
They're tighter than the other companies.
Challenge accepted.
No, I mean, I got to figure out how. Oh, it's getting your dealer's account. I don't think is very.
Yeah, no, dealer's account's easy, but to be the gold label witness is not easy. There's only a handful of places, or maybe a little more than a handful, but nowhere near like the other companies. So I could see them closing ranks even further and making it even harder to get the yellow label, which I don't care one way or the other. Just interesting to see what plays out.
Speaking of signatures, someone on Facebook, I don't know who it is. It'd be too much clicking in the background to look it up. So kudos to them. But they posted on Facebook that their grade was lower and the grader notes was signature smudged. Like, that's kind of a cop out. I'm sorry that the person I had sign my book smudged it, and that's going to affect the grade. I mean, come on.
Sorry, he's a lefty.
Right? Yeah. So I think that's kind of some crud.
But, I mean,
it could be interesting if they dig up some interesting people. It would be. I think.
What part of a book, grade wise, gets affected by a signature? Just the pen literally pressing into the cover?
No, I mean, if the artist is cautious, you can tick the spine. Do all kinds of things with it.
I guess.
Even if it's bag bordered and cut out, things can happen.
I did like the one post on the Facebook group about Signature Series when that guy got his Jim Lee signed by he bought a bunch of Five Below packs and got a bunch of 1/100s.
3.
And, I'll show you. Let me.
Yeah, that was intense.
What are those? Well, I didn't look. I didn't search. What are those 9/8 SS? I don't know what he paid for SS with grading combo, but what do those go for sold?
There you go. These are it. I don't even know. These are the.
That's awesome. Because everyone thought Five Below was dead. I mean, I heard about it through rumors and group chats that that was the real 1/100. It was out there.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard Five Below hits, and I just have never been lucky enough to get there at the right time, right place.
It's Batman 50, right? Yeah,
50-ish, 40-ish. Sorry. So that's cool. That's good. And Yeah, and I'm one of the mods on Facebook. I think all three of us are, but yeah, I support those, the Five Below posts, the LCS posts, and stuff like that. So
I mean, there's a 250 right there. I mean, it's best offer, but I mean,
It's a couple $100, probably.
yeah, a
Let's
couple,
see.
couple
I mean,
145 for a
I'm sure.
9.8.
Probably didn't lose money, and if it's a good display PC book.
Yeah, I mean, for $5 turned into a couple $100, not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, good on him, man. It's awesome. Where are we here? Let me see. Oh,
What are you looking at, Paul?
Try to do banners. There it is. So I wanted to
Okay.
hit this real quick. So I wanted to talk about our CBSI exclusive for the Folklords book. Wanted to give one of these away tonight, but how to do it is I made a post on the Flipside Instagram, and so what we'd like you to do is go on Instagram and make a comment on that post, and then tag us, and we'll pick from there who our winner is for the book this week. So follow us, Tales from Flipside on Instagram, and comment on that post. Tag us on your comment so we get the alert, and then we'll randomly pick from there and see who's got it.
Cool.
I had two more, I guess, movie things I wanted to talk about. One was I read that production on the Dune remake has ended. This is one of those movies I'm kind of watching. It's one of those just massive stories that I think is going to be hard to kind of come to a great, point. And to me, it's the track point for Saga. If they can pull this off, then Saga feels like it's doable. So I'm just kind of watching this close. I know it's some time away, but it's one of those movies that to me is how far have we come?
Yeah.
Compare it to what it was and where are we at now? Can we make it believable, enjoyable, and just not too fake?
I forgot about Dune. I mean that they were redoing it in any fashion.
They've not talked a lot about it, which I think is good. Let's not blow it up too early because then it's almost a letdown. I like that it's kind of going under the radar.
Yeah, I never read it. All I know about it is that there's the big Star Wars controversy. That's all I really know.
What do you mean?
That George Lucas stole a lot of elements from Dune to make Star Wars, and that kind of put Dune under the rug for a long time.
Well, that movie was not fantastic.
But I mean, the story, like the popularity of what it could have been over time, was overshadowed and kind of really shoved to the side.
Huh. I'd not actually heard that, but I can believe it.
That the Force, whatever it, and again, I haven't read it, so I don't know if someone in the comments or listening to the show, sorry for my ignorance, but that like the Force is something stolen from or mimicked or taken from, depending on your stance, from Dune, and that he built Star Wars off it. And there's actually, I think it's a pretty big rift between the Dune fans and the Star Wars fans, to be honest with you.
They're going to meet up in the back alley and settle it once and for all.
Seriously, yeah. It's one of those late night comic card shops, board game arguments.
Well, it gets the Star Trek guys out of being lame for a minute.
Stay for the arguments, leave for the smell.
That's true.
The other news that's pretty recent was the Max. It appears, was it Tatum is doing the Max, right?
Yeah, Max is before my time. I know absolutely nothing. You could talk to me like I'm your kid.
Apparently, he's licking his wounds from Gambit and decided to do something else.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything about the Max story. The Max, I know it's the artwork is really all I know. Like the
I mean, it's a Sam Keith creation. It's from, Copper Age. It's out of. I'm gonna go with the widely accepted first appearance. I can talk about our friend Topher and his True First article on comicbookinvest.com, where he, delves into the obscura and shows some of the other ones. But for common record, Primer #5 by Comico, which is just that run had a lot of solid first appearances. It's 3 issues after the Grundle, which Stein had a nice pickup of from the Primer 2. But Primer 5 was Sam Keith's kind of first pro work. It had Max the Hare, but I'm sorry, I think it was just Max the Hare, but it wasn't the Max at the time. Topher argues that there is a advertisement or a promo for Primer 5 in Primer 4, which he does show in the article. You're going to have a much easier time finding a Primer 4. I do think the world's going to probably agree that Primer 5 is going to be the CGC first appearance. We can argue this all we want. It's always been a bit of a tough book to find. I remember trying to look for this years and years ago, and I couldn't find them. I think the value kind of finally hit a point where people were listing them. Used to be able to pick them up for $20 to $40 pretty regularly. The nicer ones would go higher. I know a friend of ours picked up a 9.8 for a steal a year or two ago. The bastard, if he's listening.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I don't want to.
Yeah, I slept on that one because it was listed terrible in my comic shop.
9.4.
No, you got it.
Right?
Yeah, 9.8.
9.8 for this cover, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, so I'm scrolling through Topher's article. Look at that classic art.
Yeah. So I mean, Sam Keith's one of the kind of the recognizable people out of the Image age. There's some interesting covers. There's some ash cans, the black being the most tough to find. There's some Wizard editions. The Wizard half has some autographs. There's some Dynamic Forces. Lots of stuff out there. I think we'll kind of see what rises to the top. I think Primer 5 is going to be the big one. I've seen some people pull some stacks of that one, but rarely are they high grade. I just don't think they kept very well. I usually see a lot of them with definitely some spine ticks, usually some edge wear. The pages are kind of turning colors. So it's a tough one to find in great shape. So I have no idea what the movie's going to look like. I don't even know how they pull it off because Keith's art is just so out there. To do a movie, you almost have to do kind of go as crazy as like Sin City or the 300 and just stylize it so much, because I don't know that I could watch it if it's just a realistic take on the character. It's got to be exaggerated and crazy.
Yeah, as long as they don't go too heavy on CGI and push you away.
No, but I don't think you can do that character as clean cut. It's got to be just. You can't do the Sonic the Hedgehog on it, but you got to do something unique.
I don't know anything about it. So what is, who is he? What is he? I mean, what's a rundown of what it is, the Max? Like what? I know, obviously, I skimmed through the article. I know what he looks like. I don't know what.
I'm not prepared for that, my friend. I'm not. It's been so long since I've read it.
Yeah. What was the Batman comic book that had all the different colors like the Max did? You know what I'm talking about? It was the same cover, but it had this just different color background.
Dark Knight, I believe.
Was it? I can't remember for sure.
So the Max is about a homeless man who believes he's a superhero. The Max shifts between the real world and a dream world, which he refers as the Outback, which is really him as the real world. His only friend, Julie Winters, a freelance social worker, is his only friend. Little does she know that she and the Max have a deeper connection and involves the dream world into which Max is constantly drawn.
So a homeless Moon Knight meets psychedelic dream world. Got it.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I mean, anything that they do well and make into a comics to movies or cartoons or whatever is.
I like it when a Cop Rage character hits.
Yeah, but
I don't know if I have any copies left. I've probably sold them all over the years, but happy to see it hitting. I just enjoy that age of comics, and it's good to see some of them hitting.
Dennis Hayes was asking if we talked about the old cartoon yet. No, but JJ was saying that spirit animals and such. So it sounds like a trippy book. I wonder if maybe it already exists. Like again, I have no idea, but I wonder if they have like a omnibus kind of thing for this, or if not, that it coming to light again would make them release an omnibus kind of setup, which would be cool.
I can't say I've seen one. I do recall the last issue has been one that's kind of hard to find that gets some money. There's some beautiful covers, beautiful artwork in that run. You got to deal with the stylized. And like I said, I would love to see it if they just do something just visually outstanding with it.
Yeah.
It just, like I said, it can't be your run of the mill thing. It's got to be just, trippy and unique. And
Keep our fingers crossed.
good to see somebody else getting a hit other than Rob crying about everything from the 90s. So
what was I'm trying to look it up real quick. What was that weird I was gonna say the weird movie that Keanu Reeves was in recently? That's vague as hell, right? Where they did like that unique.
You mean John Wick?
Yeah. No, he did like it was a weird.
Wasn't it a video game?
I'm trying to see if I can find it on.
That was a video game.
Sort by
where he was the star.
Wreck-It Ralph? No, it's like.
Paul, you're talking the video game. I think it was PlayStation or something.
No, it was a movie. It was IMBD. Why are you?
The Matrix.
The Matrix. The Matrix.
Yeah.
SpongeBob, Sponge on the Run.
No, it was the last. Damn.
SPF 18. What are you trying to talk about here,
man? Carry on. I'll look for it real quick.
I think you're confused, man. He did a video game.
Scanner Darkly.
That was a long time ago.
Was it a long time ago?
Yes. How long are you talking about? The Watcher?
No, I think it was a Scanner Darkly, where it was like that mix.
Yeah, that was like 10 years ago, my friend.
2006. Yeah, I didn't say it was yesterday.
Okay.
But I was thinking of along an art style that hasn't been redone.
Okay.
Like that. I don't know if the Hollywood tried that style and they're like, nah, no thanks. Before it's time. Like, I wonder if they could.
Wasn't there that there's that Netflix show is it Prime or Netflix trying to do that one show like that with the kind of pseudo realistic.
Tales from the Vague Side tonight.
That's us. I can't think of it. It's got the guy from Better Call Saul. Not Cross, the other one. We are terrible tonight, so I apologize to all of our listeners because
we don't have Brian McClay or
nobody is wrangling us. So I'm ranting, Paul is probleming, and Dino is just wishing to be doing a card break.
We have a record 15 viewers, and we are disappointed all 12 of them.
I mean, I'm disappointed.
Sorry, Mom.
I'm disappointed in more people in my lifetime. So 15. Do it. So on that note, do you think we should end the disappointment just like we end all the other disappointments?
I think we're moving towards something cool and changing for Flipside as we edge towards 100. I don't know when we're going to reveal it, but it could be revealed episode 105. But
we'll tease 100, but mention 105.
Yeah. But we're gonna some changes in the works, some good changes, some good movements. So I apologize if we steered you wrong tonight. But
we I'll do a little card talk right now. We are doing a crossover promotion with the old Collectible Boys, and we're doing a Garbage Pail Kids opening sometime soon. So
with some classic names such as
Adam Bomb.
No, the host, man. Some
with Leg?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with Big Leg.
Yeah, Big Leg from back in the day, the G+ days of our infancy, the show that he was on for a while. What was that? The Impressible Defects. That name might ring a few bells.
Yep.
Sean is on there. Trey is on the collectibles. Trey started what what this all is, and Keith is on there. So
Doc Joe, yeah,
Joe is on there. He pulls
all the cool kids,
and like a magician. So that would be a good crossover, you know.
yeah. So it'll be Mr. McClay, Big Leg, and I'll just chime in on the commentary because I didn't buy anything. So, but I'm super stoked, man. Super stoked.
Yeah, I what's the if to spoil it for those listening right now, we're down to 12. I like it. But so what's in the garbage pails from what year?
It's the first series, but it's all chrome, so it looks all cool and new. Topps
Reissue.
Topps did a reissue of series 1 from 88 or whatever. And they did chrome, all chrome, so they're all like shiny for you, Paul. They're shiny. And they're like $5 a pack.
Yeah. The most recent garbage pails thing that I had exposure to was, I think, a year ago, summer of 2018, maybe 17, which I sent it to Leg, but I ordered. They did the skate decks, the skateboard decks.
Oh yeah, those were nice.
And of course, what is Paul, who I don't know anything about sports, don't know anything about sports cards, don't know anything about skateboarding, but I hit the one that Leg wants. Like whatever the heck it was, so I sold it to him at cost, that skate deck. But
sure you did. Cost times 2.
Paul's cost, whatever it cost me mentally, and all that mental damage or whatever they call it in court. These
and you
days.
shipped it through 3 countries for him.
I did. I had my buddy in Canada, but anyway. So anyway, what I was getting at is that there's money in that retro stuff. There's money in reissues. Just because it's a reissue doesn't mean you should shove it to the side. Those skate decks, I know they did some turtle skate decks recently for skateboarding, and so obviously they're doing reordering cards and or redoing cards. So don't not everything is a buy, but not everything is also a don't buy. But
whatever Paul buys, don't buy.
Pretty much. That's why I didn't buy those Spawn 301s from.
My buddy sent me the link to the sorry about the spawns. Those worked out well. My buddy a while ago sent me the link to that Robinhood app, the stock app.
Yep.
And everything. Yeah.
You a millionaire now?
It's going as expected. No.
Going as expected. That me and you remember we invested in stocks and we all did horribly? Remember that?
That was terrible. Yes. I tried again though. I dipped my foot back in that pool. So overall, I'm down $47. Since January, though, that's pretty good since January.
But it's
only $47 is impressive.
Isn't Robinhood though? Like, weren't you supposed to? Aren't you getting into stocks like from like companies that are really small?
No, you can buy anything on there.
Oh, can you? Oh,
no fees. It's not as crazy as whatever we were in before. But oh
God.
It's as expected, yeah. That's good.
Paul can lose $47 in the great market that we've had this year.
I know, right?
The only thing that I'm really mad about is I sold Grubhub, and they're really high right now. So of course, it's the old, it's what Paul would do, sell high and or buy high and sell low, kind of the opposite. When I'm a millionaire, though, I will let you know, Mike. I'll let you know.
All right, gentlemen, let's put us out of our misery.
Yeah. You want to end it, Paul, since you're driving in the coach's chair today?
Everyone pray that McClay comes back and keeps us in line next week.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
We're gonna send out McClay's Venmo, so you can Venmo him some money and say, please stay on Flipside or I'll tune out. But no, check us out, comicbookinvest.com. Robert Fordham is just tuning in. Well, Robert, we're just tuning out, but we still love you anyways.
No, we don't.
Robert has some good foreigns. He caught that bug and has been carrying it hard. Kudos to him. But check us out. We'll be here every Monday, 9:30ish. We'll be here every Friday, 11:30ish with the Hot 10. And if you subscribe and hit the little bell button, you'll get an alert when Dino decides to show his cards, and we'll keep you posted on our collaborative crossover card madness for the Garbage Pail Kids. And
I only can do so many at a time, Paul. Stop going to them all.
You're gonna give me. I talk really fast, Dino. Goddamn. like what's his name from what's his name show exactly?
Micro Machines.
Propane accessories.
Boomhauer from King of the Hill.
Right. But so anyway, yeah, Dino flashed our banners really fast, courtesy of me speaking really fast. But so like, subscribe, find us on Instagram, enter our contest tonight to win the folklore book, and we will be back to stumble and fall and entertain you here shortly.
Cool. All right, boys.
I know.
Later. Deuces.
See ya.